Welcome to Young at Heart, a show for and about baby boomers living throughout the United States. Us boomers came from a time when life was much simpler. When we stayed outside during our summer breaks until the streetlights came on. Not staying inside gaming for hours. We drank from hoses, not from water bottles. We rode our bikes everywhere, even without helmets. We didn't get driven around by our parents in an SUV with TVs in the back. Now, I'm not saying we're better, I'm just saying we're different. We said words like far out, off the hook, and I say. We drove shaggin' wagons.
Oh, baby. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
We took family vacations in the family truckster. Woo, did that smell after a couple of days of that. We referred to women as brick houses or foxy mamas, and guys as just millions. And we said the word dude perhaps a little too often. Like when we were disappointed. Dude. Or when we were expressing approval. Dude. And perhaps even when we were surprised. Dude! And in the short attention span society we live in, where young people can't even wait for a cup of water to boil the microwave, this show is probably only gonna relate to us baby boomers. So instead of a TikTok short like this, so looks good, has no substance. And Young at Heart is both entertaining and informative. We take time to get to know our fellow boomers. So, thank you for joining us on this episode of Young at Heart. This is the first episode of our retirement series. There are 5 emotional stages of retirement. Number 1, imagination. How much you'll need to retire and where you want to retire. We plan on retiring in Puerto Vallarta 2025. 2, anticipation. This can be a very exciting yet nervous time. Make a list of specific activities you'd like to try in retirement. 3, honeymoon. Once you retire, it's normal to have a honeymoon phase. You may travel for a while. However, it's important to figure out what your daily retirement life will be like. So set some goals. 4, this is the reality check. Once the honeymoon is over, you will soon discover how much spare time you really have each day. You may want to get a part-time job. I don't. AARP has several free resources to help find a job. Check out the link below. Or you can sell home goods, tools, or other things you don't need on Facebook Marketplace, or eBay, or on Craigslist. 5, a new season of life. Once you have adapted to your new retired life, start to build some social connections and try new things. For instance, I want to surf and scuba dive when I retire in Puerto Vallarta with my wife, Terry. Retiring, however, can be a little more difficult for some people to adapt. Did you know that 1/3 of people living in the USA develop symptoms of depression after retirement? This can be due to losing a spouse, living alone, being less active, encountering financial strain, being forced into retirement, or living with health challenges. Some symptoms of depression can be a feeling of hopelessness, irritability, and anger outbursts, crying for no reason, having a sense of guilt or worthlessness, just to name a few. Here are 5 ways to cope with depressions after retirement. 1, utilize your extra time pursuing your passions, painting, writing a book, or starting a YouTube channel. 2, socialize with people. Check out meetup.com for people who may share similar interests. 3, stick to a schedule. Your internal clock will probably dictate when you get up in the morning. 4, become a volunteer. Volunteering reduces stress and increases positive, relaxed feelings by releasing dopamine. 5, keep active. Simply walking 30 minutes a day or more can improve or maintain your overall health. So, let's talk to somebody living in Las Vegas, Nevada, who knows firsthand about retired life.
All right, so we're here with Jerry, former co-worker for the post office in Las Vegas, Nevada. And that's where we're talking. You're talking from Las Vegas, Nevada, correct?
That's it. I'm here in Las Vegas. I've been here for 40 years.
40 years, holy. And where were you originally from?
I'm originally from New York. It might sound like I am still from New York.
Just a smidge. and why did you move to Las Vegas? I don't think I ever got that story.
My husband and I, and he's deceased now, but he and I lived upstate New York our last 10 years there, and it was too cold, below zero, too much snow to shovel. We had been to Las Vegas on vacation in 1980, and we said, hey, the handwriting was on the wall for the area we lived in, that it was going downhill. It was a depressed area. Eventually, all the hotels in the Catskill Mountains closed. We worked at a hotel. So we decided, let's try Las Vegas.
Okay. And did you have jobs at that time, or?
We had no jobs. We had a hard time getting an apartment when we first moved here. I'm sorry. And because without a job, without an address, no one wanted to rent to us. We even offered to pay a year's rent in advance because we came here with money. You know, we knew that, we were relocating and we might not work right away, but
right.
Eventually we did find a place, and now I live in a house for the last 17 years, but unfortunately I have to move very soon, so that's a different story.
Okay.
So I actually retired a little over 7 years ago.
Oh, okay. So leading up to that, how were you preparing to retire? What did you do?
Victor, I loved my job. I never thought about retiring until I was injured on the job in 2011.
Okay.
And because I was on workman's comp, I was only working part-time, which is kind of prepared me for retirement if you take it in baby steps, going from full-time to part-time to not working.
Oh, right.
But my husband passed away in 2014, and I just said,
Sorry.
I don't want to work anymore. But it is a big change, you know that, and I think the number one thing people have to do is talk to a financial advisor and find out, can they afford to retire? And what do you want to do in retirement? I traveled the world.
Oh.
After I retired, I went, my son was living in London. I went there, and from London as a base, I went to Prague. I went to Paris. I took a trip to Israel. I went on 2 cruises. I visited New York all the time. People always tell me, Jerry, grass doesn't grow under your feet. I had an Avon business since 2003, so that kept me busy because I still had to go see my customers and give them brochures and deliver orders.
Are you still doing that, or?
Here's a great idea. I signed up for UNLV, which is our university, has a program called OLLI, O-L-L-I. It stands for Osher Lifelong Learning Institute. If you have any interest in taking classes, it's for retired people, and I've been doing that for 5 years. I love it. It's taught by other retirees.
What type of classes do they offer?
That keeps me busy too. And then I joined the bowling league, and I also took on another job. My friend moved to Texas, and she gave me her part-time job in promotions in the supermarket. So I'm never home.
You hear?
That's the thing.
You hear people talk.
I couldn't retire and sit on the couch.
You're right.
No.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So, I hear people who retire say, gee, I just was bored after the first week, and I don't understand that. Like, I have a long list of things I want to accomplish, so the key is you were doing something prior to retirement, and then you just kept going and just kept doing different things to challenge yourself.
Exactly. I just kept adding things that I can do as much or as little as I want, and I'm not one to sit home and watch television. So it's a time to indulge the interests you never had time for when you were working. I'm too busy to work.
Right. Well, you said you were working part-time before you retired, so was that like 30 hours a week, or how many hours were you working?
No, my own business, I cut it back. It used to be twice a month, now it's just once a month. So it's really a couple of hours a month, and my supermarket job is a couple of hours a week. So it's really part-time, but it brings me extra money,
Right.
which means I could go on another cruise.
Okay. So a lot of people before they retire, they pay off their house. Or is that something you did as well? Or?
No, I don't own a house. This house I'm in for 17 years, I rent.
Okay.
I rent. So now my landlord sold my house because Las Vegas prices went through the roof.
All right.
So I could either stay and pay the new owner more because he wants me to stay,
Right.
or like today I'm going out looking at homes. I may have to I had a house at one time that I owned. I sold it and moved in here. Now I may have to buy another house.
Okay. So Social Security, I have a lot of questions about that. So once I start to get it, actually I'm going to do the supplement starting at age
Exactly.
60, which is only going to be like half of my Social Security, and then of course my pension.
I got that supplement, but Victor, be careful because they're always talking about eliminating that supplement. You know, and that approximates what your Social Security is if you retire before 62. I also retired at 59,
Okay.
so I was able to collect that supplement for 3 years.
Okay. And then once you turn 62, your full social, not full, but whatever you get kicks in.
But the other thing to remember is, out of your Social Security is your health insurance. And of course you need health insurance as you get older. I have now, of course, signed up for Medicare.
Right.
I have a Medicare Advantage plan that costs me $0. I don't pay
Wow.
for it. There's a lot of plans like that. And I kept my federal Blue Cross that pays all my copay. So I have no out-of-pocket.
Wow.
But you do have the option of suspending your federal health insurance, not canceling it,
Mhm.
suspend it,
Okay.
and see later on if you think you need it, you can always get it back. Because once you give up your federal health insurance, you can't get it back.
So you can suspend it just
You
just
can
to
suspend
help
it
you
and
out.
see if just Medicare is enough for you. Of course, everyone's health is different,
Right.
and everyone has a different number of medications. I don't take any medications. I'm very healthy, knock on wood. I really don't need my Blue Cross, but I just love the fact that I can afford it and I don't have to pay copay.
So you can't get Medicare till you turn 65, correct?
Correct.
So from 59 to 65, you were just on with
You
the
have
Blue
to
Cross?
pay for it.
Yeah.
You can keep your federal, but it'll be taken out of your pension.
Oh, okay. They directly
It'll
take
be
that out.
Yeah,
And what?
you'll have a deduction.
So
Mhm.
approximately, what was that a month?
Well, don't forget, some people also want a separate dental plan or vision plan.
Right.
Now, since I have the Medicare Advantage that covers my vision, I don't need that. My dental, I kept my GEHA dental plan, so I paid for that as well.
Okay.
So the dental plan is about $54 a month. The Federal Blue Cross is about $160 a month.
Okay.
So they'll send you a booklet working for the post office. They'll prepare you, if you put in that you're thinking about retirement, they'll prepare you like a 1-inch thick book with everything you need to know and what your options are. I was single, so I didn't have to elect survivor benefits. If you want to take care of your wife, God forbid, if something happens to you and you want her to continue to get your pension, and you elect survivor benefits, then you will collect less every month.
Okay.
You want to know before you clock in for the last time that, hey, can I afford this? What's it going to cost me? What's my overhead? Do I still have a house to pay off? Do I have kids to put through college? Some people have other expenses. Am I supporting 10 people? So, you need to, some people will sit down with a financial advisor and see what to do.
Right. Which,
As far as our 401k, our thrift savings plan, I moved my funds from the seed plan, which was stock market aggressive
Right.
growth, to the retirement, the L fund,
Oh.
which is a retirement fund.
right.
It's conservative. You don't make as much money, but you can't lose your money.
Okay. That's good to
And
know.
I withdraw from it monthly. And you can decide how much of that, because our retirement under FERS is a three-legged retirement. Social Security, the pension, and the thrift savings plan. Maybe you don't need to. I only withdraw $500 a month from my TSP. And I want to tell you something, Victor. I retired in December 2014. Like I said, it's over 7 years. I have the exact same money today in my thrift savings plan that I had the day I retired.
No.
Because it's making money. It's invested. So I
Right.
have the exact same amount.
But it's in the L fund, and that you did that prior to you retiring, or once you retired, you moved it.
It's up to you. You can move
Yeah.
it right into that. You can move it online, log in. You can decide
Yeah.
how you want to disperse your money, the bond fund, the stock fund. They have like 10 funds. So.
And that's I know a lot of people say, well, just keep it where it is, and if it goes down, it'll come back up. But that's more risky, I know. So that's an option.
Everyone's level of risk is different based on how much you can afford to lose. But if that's part of my retirement and I want to draw out of it till the day I die, and who knows how long I'll live, I'm going to put it at risk.
Right. I agree. That's something I've been going back and forth in my head, is like, because you hear different stories from different people. It's just on your risk tolerance, I guess.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Okay.
Exactly right.
So when you were talking about when you last clocked out, last punch bunch, or what do they call it?
Yeah, I was very sad. It was a big adjustment. I still get up at 5 every day as if I have to go to work.
So a lot of the people you work with, do you still see them, or?
Yes, of course. And anytime there's a new party at Garside where we work, someone retiring, I go. And unfortunately, Victor, it's down to only a handful of people that I know there. So many retired in the last 7 years. It's crazy, but some of them I see outside in the post office, I have friends that I've kept in touch with. I could say about 5 or 6 that I used to work with. Yeah, so it's fun.
Okay, and then family. You have family there as well?
I have no family here. My son lives in New York. My stepson lives in Portland, Oregon. My nephew lives in Oregon. My sister lives in South Carolina. My best friend moved from here to El Paso, Texas. So I have reasons to travel,
Okay.
I have reasons to go to Oregon, reasons to go to New York. And they come here as well, so, that's fun.
That's
I have
good.
a lot of friends. Oh, I forgot to mention the
Yes.
most important thing is after delivering mail, you're in great shape. I go to the gym every day. Don't let that.
Stay in shape, yes.
Yeah, dude, that will determine what kind of retirement you will have, a healthy one or not. Keep up your exercise. If you're walking around 4 hours a day, you can't just go home. I'm not going to mention names, but someone I know from Garside that retired that had a walking route ballooned up to it looks like he gained 50, 60 pounds. So,
Right.
that's the most important thing. Stay healthy. Go out and walk. You don't want to go to the gym. You don't want to lift weights. I take yoga, Pilates. I do water aerobics. I vary it up, but that's my happy place.
So you're in Las Vegas, and I noticed on your post on Facebook, you go do a lot of hiking.
Yep, that's another activity I enjoy. I hike whenever I can. So there's an online group called Meetup.
Okay.
And if you go to meetup.com, you will find like-minded people who enjoy anything you like to do. You want to play pickleball? You want to play tennis?
Huh.
You want to join a craft club? You want to play cards? cards, you want to go with a group that goes bar hopping, whatever you want, you will find people to do it with.
And this is people of all ages, or is this mostly for retired people?
Well, I think it's mostly retired people, but you can check who the members of the group are at Meetup, and who knows, you make new friends.
Excellent. Okay. Well, I appreciate you talking to us on this Young at Heart. You're a baby boomer just like me. I'm on the one end, the far end. Some people say I'm a Gen Xer, or I relate more to the baby boomers though.
Well, I'm definitely a boomer, but I hope I gave you some good ideas of how to spend your time in retirement. There's no reason to be bored, no reason to sit home and say, what am I going to do today?
All right, so now we're gonna go to Reno, Nevada to talk to a couple who just recently retired. Let's see how they're enjoying their retired life.
Here we are with Keith and Sharon. And where are you guys at? Tell us where you're at right now.
We are in Reno, Nevada right now in our backyard, enjoying this beautiful day.
Oh, okay. So tell me, have you always lived in Reno, or tell us where you grew up, both of you?
Well, I'll start with me. We've been in Reno since last June, so we're working on 10 months now. We retired out here. I am pretty much from Las Vegas. I've lived there since I was 3 years old, so for quite a long time. And I grew up there. When I grew up in Las Vegas, it was a really small town. There was 375,000 people. Now there's close to 3 million people, I think. But it was great growing up there. I loved it. It was safe, comfortable, fun. And then when I graduated from high school in 1981, it went into this boom town, just like corporate. They started just going crazy, building this strip. And it went from like this little hometown local strip to just a traveling tourist location. But I met Keith there, the love of my life, and we dated for a couple of years and got married and had 2 beautiful daughters, and they grew up there, and we lived a really happy life together and raised our children there. It was all amazing. And then they grew up and they went off to college. One came to college here in Reno, and our younger one went to BYU. She's still living in Vegas doing marketing. She's doing amazing.
Great.
And my daughter that lives here, she has a master's in education and was teaching, but she had a baby 2 years ago during COVID. So she quit working to stay at home with the baby because of COVID. And now she's pregnant again, so.
Yay, congratulations, Grandma and Grandpa.
My younger daughter just got engaged last week, so we have been very busy, and this November we're celebrating our 35th wedding anniversary.
Oh,
So we have just been so busy with life, and I'll let you talk to Keith about his grow up.
so Keith,
Mine's not near as exciting. I grew up in Iowa. I ran away from the farm, came to Vegas, met Sharon, got married, and here we are.
excellent.
Retired in Reno, and we love it here. There's a lot for retired people. There's a lot going on all the time. 'Cause
So
it's
tell me about-
nature of here.
Tell me about your retirement. So what did you retire from, and when did you retire, and how did you plan for that?
Well, basically, after the kids were out of college, we pretty much just saved money, and I figured after working with the public for most of my life, I retired at 62. I don't have any bills because I paid off our home, so we just kind of enjoying. We don't have a lot of money, but we've got a lot of time and no bills, so we get by pretty well.
We were both bartenders. I was a bartender at a local bar in Vegas, and Keith was a bartender at a casino. And we lived pretty conservative lives. We didn't make a lot of money, but we did just live conservative, and we took care of our children and our bills. And he retired at 62, and I was going to retire at 60, but the COVID hit and just really things weren't the same. I mean, I would go to work and everybody could come in, and once they set up the bar, they could take off their masks and they could drink and eat and smoke. But I could not take off my mask, even if there was one person in, and I had a really hard time with it. And I realized my time was getting close because I started getting grumpy, and I'm not a grumpy person. And
No, you're
I
not.
started, the smoke would bother me, or I just wasn't happy there anymore, and I loved it my whole life. So we wanted to be up here by our granddaughter and watch her grow up. And we were blessed enough that we saved all our money. Like, for example, every time we got income tax checks back, we never touched them. We just put them in the bank because we knew that we weren't going to get no big pensions or nothing. But we just saved, and it worked out. And we don't have, like Keith said, we don't have any bills, so
That's
we still have
excellent.
a good time.
So is the main reason you moved up to Reno was because of family, or why did you decide to
Yes.
move up there?
The main reason was because of our granddaughter, yes. But we love it up here because my daughter has been here over 14 years. And so we came like 2 or 3 times a year to see her, and we love it. I love the outdoors, the
Other than
weather.
smoke, the summer.
Yeah, the summer.
Ironically, the
And
smoke.
California
Yeah.
smokes, man.
Yeah. And then they banned smoking in California, but yet they sent it all your way, right?
Yeah. The fires. 'Cause
They don't take care of their forests.
Yeah, they don't do the.
Right.
Here in Nevada, they have a lot of controlled burns and all.
Right.
But in California, they don't. And so we suffer. But hopefully they're going to get on that, realizing.
So what about the cost of living compared to Las Vegas and Reno?
It's higher.
Yeah, it's
It's
high.
higher than from housing to gas to food. All of that's higher, but
Water's cheaper.
water. Of course, we don't have grass, so that helps.
But we get rain a lot, you know.
But
Okay.
you know, it's just it's not that much more that it changes our lifestyle. You know,
Right.
instead of like, say for example, instead of going to a casino and spending a little money and eating out, we might go twice a month,
We go
spend less
more than we
money,
should.
and we eat at home because my food is a lot better than the food out there.
Oh yes. And the service these
Yeah.
days doesn't seem to be as good when we go to
It's
restaurants.
not.
Yeah.
You know, I grew up in the service industry. I was a food waitress, then I was a cocktail waitress, then I was a bartender. And I prided myself on giving good service, not only because that was my job and who I was, but because I wanted to make, you know, a good living. And out here now, not just here, but I think just the times are different.
Right.
But the service isn't there, and everything is credit now. People don't really have cash, so it's automatically telling you what to tip and da-da-da. It's just different.
It is
And it's
different.
just-
Yeah.
It's not as fun as it used to be. Maybe it's because we're older. I don't know, but
Yes, we are older and a little more irritable.
yeah. And we just expect what it used to be like, and times change. It's not like that anymore.
So you both are baby boomers, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so first of all, tell me a little bit about the Social Security process. Was that a pain, or was that a fairly easy process getting your Social Security in line?
I thought it was really easy for me. It was. They made it easy. I went down to the office, told them everything I knew, took all my statements and what have you, income tax returns, what have you. It was really easy. And, if I could do it, believe me, anyone can do it. I had no problems at all.
Okay.
Not too
And
young.
she's too young.
Yeah, right. And how long did the process take from start to finish?
I started 3 months before I retired, and they recommend that start early.
Okay.
That way, when you do retire, you have the money. You start getting checks when you
Okay.
quit work, and it worked perfectly for me. I had checks almost the day after I quit working.
Oh, really?
My
Okay.
Social Security checks. It was super good, super easy. I give it up for our federal government. I do on that. That was perfect.
And it's not like
It's not a lot of money, but it's
Yeah. Hey, well, it's your money. You paid into it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And he has them take out a lot. So at the end of the year, when we do our taxes, they've taken out, what, 15 or 20?
What?
How much do they take out of your Social Security?
Yeah.
Oh, they take $4,000 a year, I guess.
I mean, what, 15%?
20.
20, but he hasn't taken out
20%?
20, which
But
is
that's my choice.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you wouldn't have to.
And you don't have to pay state tax there, correct?
correct. That's another reason we stayed in Nevada. No state tax.
Right. We have to pay that here in Colorado. So, oh well.
Yeah.
And apparently we have to file it ourselves. It doesn't automatically come out.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you do.
So that's kind of going to be a pain.
Iowa's the same way with my, because I have to pay taxes in Iowa because of some bank shares that I own. But
Okay.
and they don't tell you. You just get in trouble if you don't take care of it. So
All right. So
But we have the tax guy, he told us.
what about, how do you fill those hours now? Because, you guys probably work 40 hours a week, maybe more. And now that you don't have to do that, how do you fill those hours?
Well, it's amazing.
surprising enough, it is amazing.
We get up
Yeah, go ahead.
and I go to yoga. I have a studio right down the street. So I go 5 times a week and I go in the morning. So to start my day off.
Mm-hmm.
And you've seen our big dog that he walks. He walks the dog every day for about an hour. He does a 2.5 mile loop right out our door.
Nice.
2 minutes down the street, there's a big trails everywhere. What do you call it? A ravine?
Well, it's a
reservoir?
reservoir.
Okay.
And it's just beautiful trails out there. So we both start our days 6 days a week. We don't do it on Sunday because we go to church, but 6 days a week, we start our mornings, him walking and me doing yoga. And then we used to eat a lot of bad breakfasts. We'd go out once or twice a week and eat out really bad food. But now we either eat oatmeal or Cheerios for breakfast. We eat a really nice breakfast. And then we spend a lot of time with our granddaughter. We go to the park if it's nice out. They come play with us. We go over there. And at night, we start our cocktail hour. We have a couple of drinks. Not on Sunday, except today we are because we're going to Earth Fair. And we cook a nice dinner and we'll watch a show. We play Yahtzee. Keith did puzzles, lots of puzzles.
Somehow we keep busy,
Yeah.
especially with our granddaughter. That's been the biggest thing,
Yeah.
And then we like to watch the birds. The birds
Oh, yeah.
are everywhere up
There's
here. The
so
hawks,
many
eagles,
hawks and eagles. So
vultures.
and 5 minutes to the left, 5 minutes to the right, 5 minutes anywhere near us, there's a park.
Oh, nice.
It's just, or 40 minutes to Lake Tahoe, or we go to Virginia City, there's so much to do.
Endless amounts of it.
Yeah, and it doesn't cost money, just gas, but
Right. And what's the altitude where you're at?
We're about
75?
5,000.
Oh, it's more than 5. Between 5 and 7.
Oh, okay. So then you're going to obviously get a little more snow there.
Oh, yeah, we just had snow the other day.
Yeah.
The weather, it's nice because growing up in Vegas, it was always just hot. It was
Right.
hot or windy or hot or windy or hot or windy. Here it's, right now it's probably 55 degrees out.
We have 4 seasons.
Yeah,
Right.
and it's going to be 72 today. It was 35 last week, so it changes. You got a layer. In the morning, you got a jacket on, and you take it off, and at 3 o'clock, you got your shorts on. And
So far, I enjoy the variety.
yeah, I do too, because I never had it in my
It's
whole
fun to
life.
sit out on the porch, watch it rain,
And we have amazing neighbors. We love our neighbors, and I'm the youngest one on the block.
That's good. So, all right. Well, sounds like you guys are enjoying yourselves in the retirement. What would you recommend for people who haven't retired yet? What would you say to prepare for it? Mentally, maybe physically, however.
Yeah, I would say make sure that
Physically.
you can afford it. Don't have a mortgage and a car payment and not a lot of money coming. That would be stressful. We don't have that stress of finances. We can't go out every day and spend $100 million, but if we want to meet you in Puerto Vallarta in February, we're darn sure gonna.
So being
But
debt-free is the key.
Live healthy. That's important. You can't eat bacon and eggs every day if you don't want to take cholesterol medication.
My walk is my most important thing for my health.
And my yoga. So
Yeah.
you gotta take care of yourself.
Right.
Eat right, exercise, but still have a good time. If you want to have a glass of wine, have a glass of wine.
That's a common theme I'm hearing is exercise and eat healthy. So,
Yeah, if you can do those 2 things and don't have a lot of bills, and you have someone to love and share it with, that's always nice.
don't make me cry, guys.
But you know what else? I put myself out there. I got connected with my church, and I'm involved in that. Like last night, I made a bunch of sandwiches for their little father-daughter thing, and I go extra early, and I'm a greeter. You know, I put myself out with my neighbors. I've met every one of them, been in all their houses. I go to the yoga studio. I mean, you can't just sit in the house. You got to go out there and do whatever it is you like to do, and those are the things I chose. But
So yeah, that's another common thing I hear is socializing or volunteering. That also
Yep.
helps round your life.
yes, and I love volunteering for the church. And I also volunteer. There's a park up the road, and I do their events. Like they just had a big truckload come in and deliver plants. They're going to have a big plant sale, so I help with that kind of stuff. So like Keith said, between just our morning rituals and our granddaughter and the church,
They
and
just fly.
yeah, it just
Of
goes.
course, we go to bed early too.
Yeah, and we read books. I read books and everything, but I love to read.
Yeah, me too.
I love to read books. I try to read 2 a month, so I'm doing good at that.
So what about the house? Oh, so you guys, you bought a new house. You sold your
Yeah.
old one in Vegas and bought the new house, and clear and free and clear.
Well, we had to come up with 40,000 because it's so much more up here.
Oh,
So we just
Well, the market's crazy, and we got a good price. We probably could have got more, but we got in the position where we didn't think it'd get what we got, so we took it.
right.
And then we came up here and everything was so much higher that we ended up being short, actually about 40 grand.
So we just took it out of our mutual funds, you know.
Yeah. So you had that, and so you're good now.
So we're good. We don't owe nobody nothing except, you know, my visa that I pay off every month. But it's all good. We're blessed though that we can do that, you know.
That's excellent. All right, guys. Well, I just kind of wanted to get a feeling for the retirement and how you live your life now that you are retired, and to give people a little bit of encouragement who aren't retired
we
yet.
highly recommend it.
Exercise and whiskey, it'll be fine.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with a little Jack Daniels.
Yeah. Very good. All right, guys.
It's
So,
retired blood.
all right. Well, stay young at heart, guys, and we'll chat at you soon.
Okay, bye.
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 So don't simply retire from something, have something to retire to. And remember, you're never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. Once again, thanks for joining me on another episode of Young at Heart.